welcome back to my Jaybird. We got another one for you right here. I'm in white. This is called Knights King Standing, Nightbird, Jaybird, Donna Bird, Rook Crown Castle, Knights Queen Reverse to Super Grandmaster 2900, game 76. Yes, I did use the arrows, and yes, I'm bringing you more of my theory, but I made a mistake in my own theory again, playing it. I did a move I shouldn't have done. I don't know what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. But just like the last game, and even though it took me out of my theory and I didn't get to play the way I wanted to play it, I still got to bring you the game so at least you can see the possibilities of other ways. And even though it wasn't forced, well, the last game was forced. This one is not forced. I made a mistake, but I played it out, and I did use the arrows, but it didn't play out the way this is not the way I wanted it to go. I don't know what happened, and I'm frustrated about this, but I still got to bring you the game. All right. And we're going with E3, G6, E2, and there is your Knights King Standing. And see, like I said, the arrows help me to go deeper into my theory and how I want to bring you these games. And this game does go into my theory, not like the last one threw me off because of those 3 pawns. But I make a mistake here doing this to show you how to perform the best of my theory and ability, and it went another way. I don't know what I was thinking. After E2, D5. I go up D4, and this is all me. I don't pick no out. I know exactly what I wanted to do. As soon as I saw this, go like this, and I'm going to jump my pieces around after D4, G7, 90 over, C3, F6, 90 up, D2, castle, H2, 3, C6, the Knight's Bird, E2, E5, and I do this in my blitz games even. After E5, F3. And you see why, I'll go over it. That's why I pushed this pawn up. Why? Because I told you about the knight's corner table. See, this is what I wanted to do, was move my pieces around. Yada, yada, yada. You see what I'm saying? And that's why that went up. And I knew to get the pieces out of the way because of I wanted to move them around. I knew what I wanted to do. And right now I'm doing what I wanted. And I'm hoping he would threaten me to go here. After F3, he goes E4. No. Don't take. Nope. Into the Jaybird, D2. Right now, this is what I want. This is what I do. This is what I like. And I'm expecting whatever, yada, 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 and I can get away if I had to real quick. Let's see what happens. After D2, takes D2, and takes D2, and now we're in the Donna's Bird. You see, my theory is working. He's attacking aggressive, but it's still getting my stuff done. After that, he goes E4, just what I wanted him to do. H2, which I already knew and prepared, which I knew that I need space. That's why I jumped the knights around the way I did, and I seen, oh, that's all right because I know I'm gonna put my knight over here, not to come back, and do something else. Now, after that, he goes A6, Rook Crown Castle. Now, see, already, I could have done this many ways, but I get too excited. Not because I castled. I could run this rook over here. I could bring this knight back. I could push this piece up. Dude. But I get too, I want to really, and what I castle, what's he do? He goes B5. All right, he's coming. I get it. All right, A3, I get it. And sometimes what I like here, this knight always goes here. It doesn't matter. He has a long way to go to get down here with that knight back here. That's what I like about this. I see this in my blitz games a lot. You got to be prepared to come down here like this. After a3, e6. I push the pawn. I push the pawn when I always prepare things first. I always do this. You know, but I do want to open it up and I do want to push, but I should have thought other things first, and I didn't do. But anyway, after f3, he goes f5. Here I screw up again. He didn't take this. My next move was up here. e4. You know how I play. You know how I do this. You know this. I'm showing you my mistake in my theory. I'm supposed to do this push. It's a must. Because now, if I'm passed and this rook is already, if it comes over here, you push, you got this. You got this. You got this. You're going to have the queen down here. You got this. You have everything on here. He don't have near enough for this square. I own this square with that push. I messed it up. After f5, I'm disgusted that I didn't do this. After f5, I pushed g4. I messed up the order. And even though I won, it don't matter. That's not my theory. I was supposed to lock it. After g4, f4. This is not what I wanted. Takes e4. Takes e4. d5. f3. Takes e6. Takes e2. Takes e2. f6. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. If I would have got that, dude, I'm telling you, man, you know, this would have been so nice and clean game to, and easy and beautiful and everything. And I just totally screwed it up. All right, after d4, I'm just mad about this right now. e5, c3, e7, h4, d8, f1, f1. See, now I'm just playing stupid. This is stupid. f1, c5, and I'm working harder. Look what I did to myself, and then I got to work harder running around here. After b3, takes e6, takes c5, takes g4, d2, d5, c6, f5. But I still got to bring you this game. Either way, and even though it went this way, at least if for some reason you guys move into my theory, I see these all the time, and then all of a sudden, no, keep going that way. No, and then they actually go run from the king and attack another way. And it's crazy, like I just did there. That was stupid. You don't do this. After c3, g4, a6, h6, b5, e3. I know it all looks good, and he's open. I can get tucked away. After c4, g7, b1, f6, b4, e6, c4, d7, h2, g4. This is all uncalled for. You don't need to work like this. After e2, f4, c4, a7, a2, d3, d2, d7, g2, d5. Takes e4, e4, takes g4, c3, takes c3, f7, e4, c5, e5, f8, takes d5, a4, e7, g4, f6, c8, g7, a5, d3, c7, h6, a6, d2, b3, d1, b4, b1, c5, g1, c6, h1, b6. And I was about ready to bring this one to you. I was about just going to throw it away because I was disgusted that I missed that pass. After b6, b1, a7, c3, f4, g7, b6, f6, b7, h1, c6, A1. It was all me, and then till I needed them arrows when I did that. It's disgusting. After C7, H6, A7, E5, B7, C3, D7, D4, D5, G4, and it's a lot of work for nothing. After G4, E8, H4, A8, H8, A7, E4, E7, B7, takes B7, G5, H1, F6, takes H7, E7, E7 takes F5, H7, E4, G6, D4, E6, D3, E5, D2, E4, C1, D3, B2, D7, C1, C6, B2, C5, C1, C4, B2, D2, A3, G2, A4, and that's game. There's no reason for that. Because let me tell you, if somebody did that, would do something like that, and then you could end up drawing the game when actually the game was won easily if I would have passed. Easily. And nice. Yeah, there would have been a ruckus on the queen side eventually there, but I had this matted out just right. That's why this pawn. All right, with this opening, all right, I got to stop this. You got to stop. He goes, okay, I'm getting out of the way. I got to get the knight into play. That's got to come up. Because, you see, already, because that knight came into play like this. Boom, boom. Okay. The knight's bird. But see, that too, but let's go on. All right, he goes here. Now, it doesn't matter. This is actually bait. See, you wait, because he did that. Now, I'm baiting him. It's perfect time to do this. I'm going over here no matter what. That was a whole 10 to leave that open. So, okay, this was the time to do it. I timed everything right here. He goes, no, I'm not taking nothing. You let him take. He takes, no, now you put me up on my Donna's bird. Passed just what I wanted. Just what I wanted. This was all me, my prep, my whole thing right here. All this was me. Me. Even this was me. I didn't want to push because then I'm thinking, well, sometimes you do that. There's a reason sometimes. Now instead, I should have passed. I don't know why I didn't do this. Where does he go? I go here, but then no. He goes here. I was supposed to go here. Look at this. Will you just look at this? So what's he going? Whatever he's going to do, if he starts this attack here, this knight's going to come down here. It's going to have to stay here. And then he's going to have to figure something out because look at this. Or he just can't run away. He's going to get busted open at the same time. And I'm telling you right now, this is winning. And maybe he probably put this up here to stop this, slow down the tempo because I'm ready to sacrifice pieces just to open this thing up. You know what I mean? So, but it didn't happen that way. I pushed that, and that's the wrong move to push. That should have been the next move. All right, I just wanted to show you that. I don't want to go through that again. No, you got to go like this. This is the move. This is what you see me do. This right here. I screwed this one up. All right, thanks for stopping by, and I'm going to have more. And then once I'm finished with these heavy ones here, I'm going back to remembering 76 and 77 with no arrows and just see how strong and what I can do again. And I did beat the 2200 with no arrows, no assistance. I put it away in my files. I'm going to have to get back into it. Right now, I'm just doing all this other work for you guys and bringing it to you. All right. Thanks for stopping by.